Hello and welcome to From the Depths with Goodstorms Games. Anyways, so today I'm going to show you guys something. Now I haven't done really a lot of videos, I'm not going to do a lot of gameplay because I probably won't be able to record any gameplay because of how slow it runs on my computer. But I saw on the forums, and after doing a little bit of research, a lot of trial and error, I figured out how to do sailing ships quite well, have them react the way you think they should, in your builds from the depths. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump into create. Alright, jump into create. Let's ignore this little fella. Mr. Shippy. We're going to ignore you. I'm going to load a vehicle, and I'm going to load this little sailboat example. Now, it's tiny, it doesn't have a lot of resources, but as you'll see, it reacts to the wind direction. Before I even got here, it's already reacting to the sail direction. Let me do this so it's not shaking back and forth. So, now this boat, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn. This boat reacts to the wind direction, and as you can see, now that I'm this way, it's gonna run away and smash into this other boat here. Woohoo! Quite forcefully, apparently. Oh, we've melded with it. We've melded with the ship. Let me just head over here and we just tap into this here, and I'm gonna build something because I tried to record this a second ago and I realized I messed up quite a few things. So we're gonna throw in a rudder, second rudder on here because we're gonna need it. Yes, we're gonna turn this way. Yes, let's turn this way. All right, now that that's done, let me get out of build mode. Let me explain how this magic works. You can see the weather vane up here. Oops, tab out here. You can see the weather vane, and you see how the sail is tracking in the direction of the air. So the air is going this way, and it's tracking in that direction, like a sailboat would. And if you turn, it starts producing force on there, or on the sails, and it causes you to go forwards at a fair speed without the rocking! Shake your brains loose. Anyways, so let me show you guys how this is done. So the magic is in both the spin blocks and the breadboard. So we've got the spin blocks here, and we've got the breadboard over here. So let me show you in the spin block. So the only thing you need to do is put to rotate to angle. Don't have to play with any of these inputs, just rotate to angle. Then you have to go to your angle control. Alright, ignore spin rate control, ignore advanced controller options, you don't need either of those. Go to your angle control. You can see right now it tells what the current angle is set to. And what you want to do is set your AI mainly uses forward backward axis to move, blah blah. You want to put this to any input you're not using on your ship. So in this case, I use the strafe and hover, and I use the hover up and down that helicopters use to tell the spin block which direction to turn. So I set it to up, and then I can go down here, and I set the power scale to 0.25 or 2.6, and I set the other one to 0.25, I believe. Right? Yep. And you can see it'll instantly set the angle to 45 when hearing up and negative 45 when hearing down. Now the object that tells the spin block what to do and gives the input of up and down is the breadboard. So this magic here, the big magic, I'm about to show it to you, reveal it. Yep, there we go. So this is the magic that you have to do in order to get your sails to react to the wind in such a way. So I have your yaw orientation, which is over here in the new input inventory, orientation input. And as you can see, I can bring this down, I can select yaw, and it is the same, right? So you have a yaw. This 180, what it does is makes the value of 360 degrees instead of having negative 180 and positive 180. It just makes life a lot easier if you just make all of it positive. That way you don't have any repeats, and you don't have to deal with the negatives at all. You just add in a constant value of 180. So the constants are right here in new inputs, and there's a constant. Bring that down, make it 180. There you go. Make it 180, done. There you go. And then the next thing here is to sum it. Now you make the sum. The sum is down in new component inventory. Add the sum in. I'm going to bring these things all down here. Alright. Use the sum, and you're going to want a second output. This is important. Now you take your yaw orientation, which is the orientation of your ship. It has nothing to do with the spin blocks or anything. It's just your ship. Whatever direction it's facing forward, that's the orientation. And it gives it in from negative 180 to positive 180. So that's degree increments, and it's in negatives and positives. I turn it into all positives just so it's easier to deal with when you're working with the switches. So you put those two in, they sums together, and it gives you an output of whatever. These numbers here, the 290-30 angle that's going on over here, that's what it gives. So now what you need is, you need two more constants, another constant, there you go, and you're going to need two switches. And the switches is where the magic happens, and that's in new component inventory. Alright, and now you want to hook up your sum to the bottom of each switch. To the bottom of each switch. There we go. Let's move that a little bit farther, and this one a little bit closer. There we go. And you're going to want to hook up a constant to each one. So you're going to click on the little tab, not the square, but the little tab, and hook it up to the top. And you're going to, little tab, hook it up to the top. You're going to want to set the top one to 0. There we go. Set it to 0, and then this is where the magic comes in. So threshold. This will tell you when to input the up value and when not to. So you have this open value, which is the value passed to the output when the switch is open. So when the switch is open, it's 1. Otherwise, it's 0, I believe. How does this work again? Switch passes primary input to all outputs only when the switcher has a signal above 45. Alright. So the switch, when it's not closed means it's on. So when it's off or open, it outputs a value of positive 1. So we're going to put that positive 1 here. Boom. And we want 45 degrees as the threshold. So 45 degrees. 45 degrees. So, and then you're going to do a complete 180 and set this one to 225. So, and then that output is, I believe, -1. -1, right? And this is basically just binary. You want it to be positive or negative. It's not quite binary because you have a 2 in here, but you want these switches to basically act as an AND machine and tell this up either to be on or off or nothing. So an exclusive AND. I don't really remember my logic. Anyways, so this value is going to be 2. Now, don't mess around with any of these values because this is the only way it works. And then you have your up. And as you can see, here's the up, and I'm going to start steering the ship, and you're going to see these change slowly. Steer the ship. These are going to change, and you got up -1, so it's going to go to the left or the right. And if we keep turning, it's going to change again. Blub, 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 blub. sinking the ship. Yeah, the ship is way too light for what we have on it. And has it turned all the way? I don't know. There we go. Now it's up 2, so it's a positive. It turns to the left. Alright. So that's basically the gist of it. And where's the up? And we want propulsion, new component, inventory. So that means it has an input. There's an output here. You connect it to here. You want to add a second input. And you take the output, connect it to the input, and it gives you your up or down hover. You can set it to whatever you need. You can put it to A or B or tertiary or secondary or forwards and backs for all it matters. Forwards and backs you should probably keep for the computer, for your AIs, if you have any AIs on the sailing ship, because the AI uses forward and back to tell the ship whether to have the sails unfurled or not. Alright. And so this breadboards, and I'm going to do another series at some point, probably on how to get your sails to react the way you want them to, depending on the AI's inputs or your inputs. So I'm going to delete all this here, because we don't need it anymore. We're going to leave it with this one. And now I'm going to set the spin blocks. So for these spin blocks, you want them to be facing forward. So if we take a new object, we take a spin block, it's facing forward. So the arrow is pointing in the direction of the arrow that's going through the block, which is the forward, your ship facing forward. So ship forward. And these are both facing forwards. Now if you want to do square sails, and I'm going to stick it up here in the front, and we're going to get some wood, we're going to get some poles, sure, we're going to get some poles here, boom. We're just going to do a simple square sail, and let's not make it that big. Ooh. Yep, there we go. Let's make a little square sails. Just to prove a point here, we're going to go to water, and we're going to take your square sails. So you want to set up your square sails with the spin block to the side. And don't worry if you don't set it up correctly, like which direction sideways you do, because you can always change the settings in the spin block. As long as it's facing to the left or right of your ship, you can make it work properly. Alright, I should have had the mirrored mode on, but that's alright. Boom. Now we have square sails. Boom. Go here, run over to the spin block. We're going to set the spin block. We're going to go to angle control. We're going to go power scale 0.25. Boom. Done. And then we're going to take the hover and we're going to put it on up. Right? Now if I tab out of here, let's go here and we start to turn. Whoops. You'll see that the square sail starts pointing in the direction of the wind to a maximum of 45 degrees. You can make it smaller or larger, depending on what you want to do. I need to add a second. Oh, I already have a second rudder on here. Alright, let's do this maybe. There we go. Use that roll. Come on. Keep turning. Keep turning. You can do it. You can do it, little chippy. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Keep turning. Alright. Well, the square sail's probably not set up right. Alright, let's turn the other way then. We'll go with the wind. Boom. Oh no, it's set up right. More or less. Yeah. See, as you turn away from that angle of 45 degrees, the wind goes 45 degrees positive. So that's it. Comes from, yeah, it comes from the northeast and heads to the southwest. And it's always constant, no matter which game mode you're in. The wind direction is always the same. So the equation in the breadboard will always work. And there you go. Hopefully this helps you guys out. I've been in the forums trying to explain this to some people. I decided to make a little quick video just showing you guys how to use it. There we go. And you can set your sails. Let's see, sails. You can change it to say yaw right on your front ones and yaw left on your right ones. And then when you yaw right and left, it'll boop, and it'll catch the wind on that sail, and hopefully it'll turn you around a little bit quicker because of where the sail is working on. Although that doesn't seem quite right. We're tracking. No, that'll keep turning left, and then if we turn right, this should be turned right a little bit faster. Then it's the back half that's catching the wind. And there you go. You've got sails that react like they would if you're actually using a sailboat. And you can use a breadboard to furl these square sails when you are facing forwards. So let's set this. Let's do this. You know what? Let's do the square sail. Let's do a complete thing here. We're going to use strafe right. All right, and for this one, it's going to be strafe right as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to set up very quick. We're going to add a third input. Oops, nope. Control Z. Can I do that? Let's delete this input. There we go. Output. Add a third output. There we go. On the bottom here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the, let's see, we're going to do propulsion. Grab that propulsion. We're going to do this live. We're going to take the strafe. Here we go. Strafe right, left. Perfect. And then we're going to take this sum, come down here. We're going to do a switch. Boom. We might need two of them. Alright, so we probably want threshold. Let's just try 45. We'll start with this one. Open value is going to be 1. Boom. And we're going to put a constant in. And that one's going to be 0. Alright, let's try this one first. We might have to finagle this a little bit. Whoops, connect to here. Bottom. Connect this one to the top. And we're going to output. Boom. Now, if we minimize this, where am I? Alright, back here. So right now, we're headed into the wind, I'm going to guess, because that's normally what happens. Boop. Yes, we're headed into the wind, and these front sails are still unfurled. So, what we can do... gosh darn it. Q, 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 Q. It's trying to like whack a ball here. We could change it to left. And we're change this one to left. Perfect. Since we're using the hover things, since we're about, we can use those hover propulsion inputs just to make lives easier. Now let's spin it around and let's see. There it goes. They unfurl and away it goes. Boom, boom. There we go. And then it tracks into the center. Although I feel like it should track a little bit differently. And let's see. Let's work on this one. Let's go to spin block. All right, angle control. Let's change it this way. All right, we're gonna do it that way and see if it tracks the way we want it. We're going into the wind. It catches and it turns us around. It's facing with the wind. It's unfurled. And catches the wind some more. And away it goes. Alright, we could also set this spin block. Angle control, let's reduce the angle. Whoops. Let's go 0.01, why not? Just a few degrees. Just a few degrees. We'll zoom back out. We'll press these to get rid of the wobble. And there it goes. It unfurls. It's headed with the wind, so it's fully unfurled. And away we go. Perfect. And there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This is Goodstorms Games, and maybe I'll do a more in-depth video on sailboats or make some cool creation and show it off. I probably won't be doing any other gameplay of this because my recording software probably won't be able to handle the game and this at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it helps you out. I've been in the forums trying to explain this to people, and I hope that gives you an idea of how to make it function. And just for a little added bonus, before I sign out and say, goodbye, hasta la vista, let me just tab in here and show you how this thing's not capsizing when it has barely any keel. So this breadboard, it controls the roll, and if I go like this and go down here, it's reacting to the hydrofoils. The hydrofoils are just set up to roll left, so the opposite direction in which it's rolling, and it just uses the roll input straight in. Super simple. It'll help stabilize your crafts. And if you have a really large craft, you can probably grab this, turn off instantaneous, and we'll spread to neighbors. There we go. And there, it rolls a lot more steadily. It should be rolling steadily. Hello. Get rid of the secondary positive. We don't need that. Spread to neighbors. There we go. Secondary was on. There we go. Now it fixes itself. And it rolls back and forth. Kind of slower, but more seasickening, if that's even possible. Anyways, with that puking out, let us go on and sign on out. This is Goodstorms Games. I hope with sailing AI, and have a good one. Bye bye.